Hello, good afternoon. You may type in the chat. You can see Elijah, thank you. This is Sandijat Ismail. Thank you for joining. We're going to start in a bit. If you can hear me, please can make a thumbs up.
Okay, great. If you can hear me, make a thumbs up or type in the chat. Type yes in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, beautiful. Hello, everyone. Good to have you join us. Hello. Hello, Priyanka. That's our speaker for today. Hello, Adijat Ismail. Hello, Titilayomi. Hello, Rotimi Oguntayo. Many more people are coming in. We are very happy to have you with us in this beautiful session. All right, so we just wait maybe a few seconds so we can run up to 10 participants and then we can begin immediately. Okay. All right, someone just joined from India. Namaste. You're welcome. All right. I will introduce the speaker in a bit and then we can start. All right, so with us today, Ms. Priyanka, founder of India. So today she's going to take us on the Achievers NeuroSomatic Quantum Leap. And then we are going to cover a few things like how the brain works, why do we procrastinate, the triune brain theory, and then the strategies for achieving the highest brain potential and performance. So once again, you are welcome to the NeuroSomatic Quantum Key Healing Training. So over to you, Priyanka. Thank you for coming on board.
Thank you so much, Ebenzer. Yeah, thank you so much for introducing me so nicely. And should we start with the presentation right away? Hello to all the wonderful people joining in.
Yes, just type in yes if you are ready for us to start right away. Give a sign if you are ready for us to start right away by saying yes.
Okay.
Or thumbs up.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Take it away.
Okay, yeah. So first and the foremost thing, the session, sometimes it is going to be really very deep. So I want all of you to be in sync with me, and so that we all are at the same page. And I would like to participate, like all of you to participate equally, and your participation gives me energy to give my 110% of knowledge to share. Okay, so whenever at any point, if I ask some questions, do type it right away so that I get to know that you're listening to me. me and you're finding it fruitful. So without wasting any time, I'm just, Evans, if you can just make me the host so that I can share the presentation.
All right away, please.
Yeah. It's amazing to look. So many people have already joined. Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are going to have fun today. Okay. So. So I welcome all of you to the session on brain secrets for self-excellence. Ebenezer, I think my screen is visible and I'm audible. Is everything fine?
Yes, it's very, very nice. It's okay. Yes,
okay,
we are
and
good.
Please excuse me for my sneezes. I am suffering from a slight cold right now. And here we go. First of all, I would just like to tell you a brief introduction about who I am. BrainoScript, as the name itself says, that we have been working on scripting the brain, or maybe knowing the brain, or you can say we are curious about how the brain works. Why do we do certain things that we do? Why do we follow a pattern? And what is the hack for self-excellence or self-growth, or to tap into the highest potential of human brain? So me, Priyanka, along with my partner Satyam, we started BrainoScript with a vision to help people understand that they are special. We all are made up of element which is very unique, and we are here on a journey to make people believe on their own and their own uniqueness, and to be confident in script was started into and the right career which depends on their brain. The another service that we started was BrainoScript Life Skills Academy, and we started this in 2020, wherein we help people to understand who they are, what they want to do, and how they can excel in whatever they're doing with the help of e-courses, workshops, virtual summits, seminars, and all such stuff. So we have impacted more than 3,000 lives in a very short span of, say, 8 months in 2020. You can find our courses on www.courses.brainoscript.in. So what do? We basically work on all the areas for holistic development of people, of individuals. For all the ambitious people, we are here to help them with self-excellence, time management, personal management, planning, strategizing, and all such things. We have 20 plus e-courses, workshops, assessment tools, group coachings, and self-excellence consultings, and a lot of cool stuff which gets added to our website every month. So this is what we do. Now, the main thing, why are we here today? Excuse me. So today, excuse me. Today, you will learn what your brain does, why you should know your brain, evolution history of the brain, and how it impacts your present, genetic and inborn traits, importance of introspection. So for all the people who are listening to me right now, please type in what is this and mute yourself so that we can proceed. What is this? Okay. So this is, yes, this is a human brain. For people, this is just a picture of human brain. For me, it is the most beautiful picture in this world. This is the most mysterious and crucial machinery which we have on the planet. Nobody can claim that they know the brain 100%. But what we can do is we can um, understand to a level so that the functioning or the self-growth journey becomes easy. So what your brain does, the role of your brain is we spend our 80% of time by programming. So 80, some studies say that it is 95%, up to 95% time we spend by programming. So actually we need, uh, can you please mute? Some of you have unmuted the system. Please mute it. I'm getting a lot of disturbances. Okay, so we spend 80% of our time by programming. For an example, when you brush your teeth, you do not know what was the procedure because it happens automatically. When you drive to your office or when you drive from market to house, sometimes you just listen to your favorite song and you're so much indulged that you do not understand that you have driven for such a long journey, because that happens automatically, because it is happening out of the programs that we have by practice. Our brain decides our reality. It controls our actions and monitors our decisions. So all the things that we do in our day-to-day life, we barely do anything consciously. Excuse me for a moment. I think this is happening because I'm the...
It's okay.
Yeah, excuse me for this. Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so we have some unique traits and a pattern of behavior. All of us do. We all have a pattern of behavior and a way that we tend to do things in life. So to excel in life, or say to do something which is not ordinary, or to make some extraordinary moves, getting out of the comfort zone, we need to break this pattern. And before breaking this pattern, the first and the foremost step is to know that there is a pattern in our behavior. We all have. The thing is, we should be aware of it and we should be able to find it out. We react to situations without conscious analysis because we are functioning by programming. 80 to 90% of the times we do not respond, we react. So the bad news is we have been practicing reacting from a lot of time, and it has been hardwired. When you want to respond, it needs conscious efforts. It needs awareness as the first step. When you know your brain, when you understand how your brain functions, how it works, you can help yourself with better self-knowledge. You can understand who you are. Once you understand who you are, you can accept yourself for who it is you are. And once you accept yourself totally, you fall in love with yourself, definitely you boost your confidence and you can manage other things simultaneously. You manage your emotions better. Excuse me again.
Okay. No admit our answer.
Yeah. Okay. So you're better at managing emotions because now when you know how your brain functions, you understand that what are your triggering points, what are your insecurities, what are the voids that make you lose your temper, or maybe make you frustrated, or make you nostalgic, so you can manage your emotions in a better way. The next thing is you can unlock your creativity. When you know how do you perform, or what are your uniquenesses, what are your strengths and weaknesses, you can unlock your hidden potentials, your creativity. You can overcome the challenges because you understand that what is under your control, what is not, what are the things that you can manage, what are the things beyond that. When you know
Yeah, you're
all
hosting
these
fellow.
things, um, do you want me to pause for a while?
No,
Okay.
It's okay.
no, it's okay.
Okay. So when we understand ourselves, automatically it reduces the stress because we can plan ourselves in a more efficient way. We can improve the performance, which can definitely improve the output. And once you start generating output in any sector, in any relationships, anything, when you start improving the output, your brain takes it as a treat and you get improved focus and better productivity, because the more praises you collect, the more important you feel. The important you feel, you try to do more, what you can say, you try to perform better in that particular activity, and you increase your productivity and focus as a byproduct. So there are a lot of advantages of knowing how your brain works. So let us explore the brain together. Are you all ready to do this? Type in yes so that I can move ahead. Okay. So we are going to understand how the brain is, what are the elements our brain is made up of. Okay. And for the Ebenezer, can you force mute everyone and unmute me? Okay, you cannot do it.
Okay. Yeah,
Because I do not want anyone to miss any point in this session, right?
I think we are good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So let us unveil how can we understand the brain and how we can so our brain has two type of traits. One is the common traits and the other is the unique traits. The common traits that all of us have, you, me, Ebenezer, everyone has come out of the evolution history of the brain. We all do perform more or less similar in certain situations. The unique traits, they are passed on to us by genetics, and there are these inborn traits which come because of your genetics as well as your upbringing and your atmosphere and the schooling and a lot of stuff. So the first thing we will be talking about is the common traits which is happening to all of us because of the evolution history of human brain. We are existing, or we are here today because our ancestors, they survived, and the foremost instinct of for our ancestors was to survive. You might you might have asked yourself several times that I know that I need to improve on. For an example, say if we talk about health, people who suffer from obesity, or people who are diabetic, or people who are suffering from any ailment, they know what they want to do, or they know what they should be doing, so that they can maintain their health. But for example, if someone is, say, obese and they want to lose weight, for an example, they want to lose 5 kgs of weight, they know that I need to lose 5 kgs of weight. For that, I need diet plus working out, clean eating habits plus good exercise and working out. But the hindrance comes is they do not stick to the plan. they do not discipline themselves, the discipline muscle or the willpower gets weakened. Again, one more example, if we talk about the 1st of January, all of the people around the globe, they have resolutions that from the 1st of January, I'll start doing da da da. I'll read books, I'll meditate, I'll make more friends, I will socialize, I will start my new venture. You have a lot of plans for the 1st of January. 2nd of January, you're excited. 3rd of January, you're excited. 10th of January, the excitement goes down. 15th of January, further down. 20th of January, almost all the resolutions are vanished. Why all these things happen? The answers are hidden in the evolution history of the brain. So we are going to talk about it. The unique traits, they talk about how each of us is unique and how all of us are special, and how can we all give a unique gift to the world so that it matters, so that our message matters, so that our words matters, our ideas matters. So what are the things, how can we understand that yes, this is the way we are different from all the people around us? So that topic we are going to cover in the unique traits. So I guess you are excited like me to know and unveil all these powers of the machine that you're holding above your shoulders, your brain. Evolution history of human brain, problems and solutions. So the first thing is the triune brain theory. According to this theory, the first is the lizard brain, or you can say the reptilian brain. It is the brain stem. It is the oldest part of the brain which is existing from like millions of years. With evolution, when we progressed from reptiles, we became mammals. The second layer of the brain that we have is the mammalian brain, that is the limbic system. Now, this limbic system, now when we came to the mammalian brain, we started understanding what emotions are, what memories are, what habits are. And the neocortex, or you can say the most recent addition to the brain, which is the human brain. For any problem, for any type of problem, say personal, professional, academic, any type of problem, when we perform from the human brain, we can lead to solutions. But we have been performing from the lizard brain and the mammalian brain from like a million of years. That is there in our practice, because it is a saying when we talk about brain neurons, when we talk about brain programming, the neurons that fire together wire together. So it is in our practice from millions and millions of years of performing from the lizard brain, or you can say performing from the brain stem. If not the brain stem, the second thing comes is the limbic system. But the neocortex or the human brain is very new. To make this concept super simple for you, I'm going to give you a couple of examples. For an example, changing places. When you go to a new place, what happens? Your brain feels the fear. It feels anxiety that what am I going to do there? What will happen if the people are rude? What will happen if there is no food? What will happen if a lot of things get inside your brain and you do not figure out your problems consciously or rationally, but you get trapped into the lizard brain, and you just behave in the zone of fight, flight or freeze area. Okay, so whenever if you are in a new place and you are already feeling insecure about it, someone came and they are not very nice to you, a couple of people came, you're all set to either isolate yourself from all of them or to start fighting with people so that they listen to who you are. So this happens automatically. You do not have a conscious say in this, because your brain takes you to the, it starts performing from the brain stem, where the only purpose is survival. The only purpose is survival. And the brain is already scared that it might die. Okay. And it is unaware of just imagine a lizard coming in your house. Okay. It behaves like that only. A lizard is coming out of, behind from the door. It is coming out, and suddenly you just clapped. What will it do? Either it will freeze there, or it will attack, or it will, you know run away. So this is how human brain behaves when they are functioning from the brain stem, and this is the area we function most of the times. um, Another example I can give is, imagine when you get indulged into unnecessary arguments, when you get indulged into, what you can say, uh, you get frustrated over certain things, and you get angry at people without any reason, because you were functioning from the brain stem at that moment in time. You do not take conscious decisions, or you do not respond at that point in time. The another thing is the mammalian brain. This part of the brain needs emotions. This part of the brain does not want to, what you can say, get rejected. If I want to share an example, for an example, say a person, Sam, he broke up with his girlfriend, and he started suffering from, a lot of fights happening with the boss. So why would it happen? It is not anything wrong between the boss and Sam. It is happening because that factor, or that feeling of rejection, it hurt his limbic system, and he's functioning from that area of brain. And the decisions that he's taking is getting impacted because he just broke up with his girlfriend, and he's getting frustrated for little things around, and he's unable to control his behavior because he is not functioning from the human brain. The control thing comes into picture when you are functioning from your human brain. Okay. So now coming to the third and the most recent addition to our brain. Now, why do we perform from the mammalian brain in such way? Why does Sam get frustrated with the boss, and he loses his temper with his colleagues and stuff because of the breakup? Because when we were mammals, imagine a pack of wolves, they're hunting together. If they left out one wolf, what will happen to that wolf? It will starve and die. Imagine a deer, a lot of deer, a group of deer is running away from that wolf. They are running in a group, and that is helping them to survive. Imagine if they left one deer alone. It will get eaten up, and it will die. So the brain has this fear of dying alone, and that is why we have this FOMO, fear of missing out. That is why we always try to fit in. Okay. So now, when we perform from the neocortex, or the recent addition of human brain, we can comprehend language, we can solve problems, we can plan, we can think, we can imagine, we can do all these things. The only, what you can say, the only condition is we should be in a state to perform from the neocortex, and the lizard and the mammalian brain should not take over. And how can we do that? I'm going to share a couple of strategies with you shortly. Ebenezer, do you want to take a break before the strategies to be shared?
Yes, please.
Okay, so we will take a 5-minute break and join in again so that we are fresh to listen to the strategies, because these strategies are crucial. And I would suggest all of you to grab paper and pen so that you can write things down. Okay, Benzer, over to you.
Many
Can you
thanks
hear
to
me?
one of
Yeah.
us for joining us in this session. We go on a 5 minute quick break. Please use the same link to join us again. Just type in a yes, that we'll be sure you are going to join us. I hope we are having a wonderful time. So take a sip of water or tea, take your eyes away from the screen, and let your brain recharge. See you in 5 minutes. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to invite us all to switch on our cameras. Okay, so let's switch on your camera. I'm asking you now, switch the video.
It's so nice to see all of them.
Yeah, I think we are good to go. Yes, we are good to go. All right, thank you, Mrs. Jenny, please. So we are taking the pictures. Okay. All right, now, so let's begin. I'm turning it over to, should we start sharing our screen in a bit?
Yes.
Yes. Here we go.
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining in again. And we are going to share the strategies right away in short. And I want you all to participate along with me so that I get this energy of contributing my 110%. And let us start it right now. If you are ready, type yes so that I can go ahead. Should we go ahead? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much. Excuse me. We were here, right? Okay, so in the previous session, I'll just wrap it up in very short. We have discussed about how our brain is made up of two different things. One is common traits that is a result of evolution history, and the other part is the unique traits that are the output of genetics and upbringing and atmosphere. Okay, so we were speaking about the first part, that is the evolution history of the brain, in which we spoke about the triune brain theory, which says that we all function from three different layers of our brain, in which the first layer, which serves for survival, it reacts in the terms of fight, flight, or freeze, which is the lizard or reptilian brain. The second layer is of mammalian brain, which functions on the emotional levels, where you can say that the love, jealousy, attachment, all these things come into picture. And the newest layer, that is the human brain or the neocortex, it comes up when we talk about planning, imagination, visualization, language, abstract meanings. All these things come with consciousness, and that is the point when we talk about the human brain. We have solution for all the problems existing of every problem happening in and around your atmosphere. The only condition is you should be able to function from your human brain. And to function from your human brain, you need certain strategies, which I'm going to share very shortly and real quick. I'm just helping one person to get into the session right now. Please bear with me for a moment. Yeah, so we are good to go. This is a normal human being which works between pleasure and fear. Human brain is always seeking pleasure. We always want more and more of stuff that gives us pleasure. For an example, if we talk about feeling accepted, feeling at comfort, loved, appreciated, when we are getting all these feelings of pleasure, we run behind such things. And we are moving away from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of missing out, fear of failure, fear of change. So most of our time, if we just calculate that what are we doing, we are just running away from the fear and we are running towards pleasure. So if we strategize our life in such a way where we can plan that what are the real fears, because for your brain, maybe conducting the first public speaking opportunity or presenting in front of 10 people can your brain can treat it like fear for death, fear for survival, because your brain wants pleasure. It doesn't want the fear of rejection, the fear of failure. So uh, your brain conceives new things or tough things like the fear to survival, like fear to die. Okay, so if we can manage our fears in a very what you can say conscious manner, we can perform optimally higher from the present level of performance. So let us start with something good. The good news is we can consciously help our brain and remind it that we are safe. Our brain is used to for living like a reptile who was killed by any bigger animal coming around. Our brain is it is used to for thousands of years living like mammals or living in a group of 50 villagers, where if someone is left out, they die because they do not have someone to take care of. So we are here today talking to each other. We have survived because our brain had this instinct of helping us to survive, saving us from dangers, uh, helping us to run away from the tigers, helping us to become stone age cavemen so that we can live inside the cave, which can keep us safe. But the bad part of it is the brain is in practice of fearing the unknown, of having anxiety of the future, of conceiving things in a very different manner, which is not happening in reality. For an example, you have cravings for sweet food, you have cravings for cake. Why do we have them? Because sugar has a lot of fat and carbohydrates, which stays for a longer duration, and it can help you to survive even if you do not get food for a couple of days after that. So that is why the human brain craves for sweet food, so that it can intake more of carbs and more of fat so that it can survive. Okay, but we are still doing the same even though there is no need anymore. We can afford, we can eat food regularly, but the brain still um, the brain still functions like the cavemen. We are functioning from the same set of experiences that if we do not take care of things, the tiger will come and eat us up. But actually, it is not happening anymore. Um, Let me just add another person who is there in the waiting room quickly. Okay, I'm so excited for very quick and simple tips to share with you. Are you ready for some helpful techniques? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. I hope I'm clear and you're understanding me. Okay, the first technique is breathe and pause. So you might think that this is very obvious. We all are breathing. We are breathing right now. But whenever we are in a situation of danger, our heart rate goes up. And that is the point where we take wrong decisions. That is the point when we lose temper. That is the point when we hurt people. That is the point when we hurt or damage things around us. And that is the point when our brain doesn't function consciously and we do not function from the neocortex. Okay, so for us to find out solutions, see, sometimes mess happens. Sometimes there are certain situations which are not predictable or which are unplanned and which where the planning fails. It happens because we are humans, we are not God. So but what we can do about it is, if you can just sit, pause for a while and take 5 breath in and out. Okay, count 5. Let us do it together right now. I want you all to just pause for 3 breaths with me. I will count 5, you will breathe in. I will count 3, you will hold. I will count 7 and you will breathe out. Okay, let us start. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it again. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do it again. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I hope you all felt some change. You all felt lighter, because when you breathe out, your heart rate goes down. Okay, and it helps to balance your cortisol levels, and a lot of chemistry goes inside, which I do not want to discuss right now. So pausing and breathing helps your brain to reconnect with the neocortex and take conscious decisions and take rational decisions. So it is really very necessary. Whenever you are in a situation where you feel that you do not have any way out, just pause and do this breathing exercise. And within, say, some time, I cannot guarantee within 5 minutes, but yes, in very short time, your brain will feel safe. And once your brain feels safe, your brain thinks about the possibilities. But when your brain is anxious, it thinks about fight, flight, and freeze. I will just repeat it again. When your brain feels safe, you find about your brain thinks about possibilities and solutions. But when your brain is anxious and stressed, it just thinks about fight, flight, and freeze. Okay, so whenever you are in such condition, breathe, because when you breathe, your brain understands that there is no tiger who will kill me and eat me up and I will die. There is no threat of survival. Give your brain the signal that there is no threat of survival. So this is the first and simple yet complicated strategy to practice. It is very simple to listen but very difficult to practice. Practice it and let me know how did you feel about it. Affirm. This works wonders. Affirm yourself about the good that can happen. Whenever you are in circumstances where you think that everything is happening uh, which is taking me to the uh, negative direction, or I am unable to excel, I'm unable to go on the take a leap on the personal growth, or you are getting into the victim zone, affirm yourself. If you want to lose weight, affirm yourself that I am proud of myself, that I took this decision of eating clean food. I love salads. I love fruits. Affirm yourself. Your brain is a good learner. Okay. The neurons that fire together that fire together, wire together. The more you affirm, the more your brain believes in it. And once your brain starts believing that you love salad, you start loving salad. Okay. But what do? We go on saying, I love chocolate cakes, I love chocolate cakes, I love chocolate cakes. My brain has no clue that salads are so good for my health. All my brain knows is, I love chocolate cake. Okay, so affirm yourself, affirm your brain into the direction where you want to move on. You should be very clear about your choices, that what do you want your life to look like. Affirm yourself. If you're unable to get up early in the morning, say, I love morning sunrises, I love to see sunrises. Get up, train your brain to see sunrises. If you see sunrise, that means you're getting up early in the morning. Affirm yourself positively. This is the second strategy where you can manipulate your brain for your personal excellence, personal growth. The next thing is dissociate. When we are stuck in any problem, we take that problem into a very microscopic way. We look to it in a very microscopic way, and the problem looks monstrous and huge. Dissociate yourself from the problem and think like a third person. Then you can come out with solutions easily. You can take an example of your friend coming to you and giving you the same circumstance that you are into. For an example, you had a fight with your boss and you are taking a decision of leaving the company because you had a bad day at office. Imagine, take a pause. Imagine your friend is coming up and telling you that I had a bad fight with my boss and I'm leaving the company. What will you do? You will advise them that understand why the fight happened. Were you at the fault or it was the boss? If you were at fault, what can you do about it? If the boss was at fault, what can you do about it? Okay, because leaving the company is not a solution. What are the parallel options available? You can be logical if you dissociate, but if you are into the situation and you're looking at it through a microscopic vision, the problems look so big that they are not manageable. Going to the fourth and the final technique, it is routine. If you have a set routine, your brain gets into a zone of understanding that yes, this will happen after this. For an example, every morning you get up and you drink water. Your brain knows that if I'm drinking water, it means I'm awake and I'm ready to work. After you drink water, you use your loo. Your brain and your bowels, they are already ready after drinking water. They know what to do next. After that, you want to exercise. Your body knows that I want to work out after this. After that, you want to meditate. Your brain knows that this is the way my life goes on. So having a routine is recommended if you want to thrive in life. It is not about survival, it is about thriving in life. So if personal excellence is your vision, you should have a routine. Now let us quickly talk about the unique traits. We all have unique traits in terms of personality, multiple intelligence distribution, and emotional intelligence. I will walk you through all these things really fast because this if we are about to, like, the time is over, but yes, we all have different personalities. We all respond to same situation in different manner. According to MBTI, Myers and Briggs test, we have 16 different personalities available on the planet where people behave differently. You need to figure out what type of personality yours is so that you can understand your pattern of behavior. Now we are talking about the things which can be changed, which are unique to you, to me, to Ebenezer, to every people, every person who is listening to me right now. The second thing is multiple intelligence distribution. The theory of multiple intelligence was proposed by Dr. Howard Gardner in 1983, which says that all of us have a unique blend of 8 different intelligences. I will tell you about all the 8 uh, I will tell you about all the 8 intelligences. The first is logical, mathematical. These are the people who love numbers. These are the people who are good in math. They love addition, subtraction. They do mental math. They remember numbers easily. They love comparing. They love what you can say. they love strategizing and stuff. The next is naturalists. These people, they love the nature. These people, they need gardens and pets and beaches and mountains frequently to keep them calm and into the work. Bodily kinesthetic, these people have a very good coordination of the brain and the body. You can see them playing games, you can see them dancing a lot, you can see them doing athletics and stuff. They have a good body memory, they can learn swimming or stuff like driving very fast comparatively to the people who are not so good in bodily kinesthetic intelligence. The musical or rhythmic intelligence, these people, they have a good sense of music. The music is important for their survival. They can understand where where off key happened, or where the singer is not, whether the singer is good or not. They understand music. Interpersonal intelligence, these people, they're empathetic, these people care about other people, they're good team players, they're good leaders. They're people person, they talk about things frequently and frankly. Intrapersonal intelligence, these people are introspective, they want to know more about who they are, they want to do their work independently on their own. They would rather function alone. Uh, if they are given a chance, they do not like to work in large teams, and they are not very outgoing and extroverts. Visual special, these people, they are wonderful in imagination and visualization. They can um, they are good in color schemes, they are good in uh, having new ideas, quick fixes, and thinking out of the box. Verbal linguistic, these people love language, they can pinpoint errors in any language quickly. They love good vocabulary. They get attracted towards people who have decent vocabulary, and they love learning new languages. So these are the 8 intelligences we all have, but we all have it in different proportions, and the proportions that we have, it makes us unique. The blend of all these 8 together makes us unique, and it helps us to create something, a gift for the world from our side. The next is the most important skill these days is emotional intelligence. Again, emotional intelligence depends upon your upbringing, depends upon the parenting you had, the schooling you had, the friends you had, the atmosphere you got. So um, I'll just add, give me a moment. I'm extremely sorry for this. Yeah. So what is emotional intelligence? It is number one, self-awareness, understanding what are your emotions, why are you feeling them. Self-regulation. If you are feeling, for an example, you are feeling anger, then self-regulation is uh, how do you behave when you're angry, how do you behave with yourself when you're angry. Okay, do you do self-harm or do you break stuff? How do you behave when you are having some certain emotion? I spoke about negative emotion, but definitely when you feel loved, when you feel appreciated, it works both ways. Self-motivation, um, how good you are in doing the things that you commit to yourself, or uh, keeping up to every day, or you can say that having a disciplined routine and stuff, that is self motivation. Social awareness is understanding emotions of the other person, being empathetic, being considerate about their situation, putting yourself into someone else's shoes. Social skills is behaving with that person. For an example, you know that the other person is sad, how will you behave with that person? That is social skills. So the three things, the personality, the multiple intelligences, and emotional intelligence, these three things, they come out of the inborn or genetic traits. Why self-awareness? So when you have self-awareness, you get to know about your inborn and genetic, what you can say, traits. You tap into your highest potential when you understand what type of a person you are. Are you an extrovert or an introvert? Are you intuitive, or do you need logics? Do you judge, or do you feel? So there are different ways when you understand that, um, what type of a person you are. When you know who you are, you get self acceptance, and this is something which is very much needed if you really want to thrive in life. When you accept yourself, when you love yourself, you can definitely, you can perform from your highest potential. Utilize your strengths. uh, when you are aware of who you are, you can utilize your strengths and take out good outcomes. You can improve your limitations. You can get better at emotional regulations. And if you are good at emotional regulations, definitely your relationships with people improve. So self awareness is knowledge of your brain. So to make this session simple, we are just talking about the brain right now. We are not talking about mind or subconscious mind and the other stuff. Okay, so self awareness gives you improved choices, because when you know who you are, you can be very clear with the choices that are given to you. Okay, for an example, if I'm aware that I'm overweight, I'll stick with the same example. If I know, I'm aware that I'm overweight, and someone came in and said that, Mom, would you like a pizza or a salad? I have improved choice. I can consciously take the choice which makes me healthier. I will opt for a salad. If I opted for a salad, definitely I'll get improved results, because if I stick with the improved choices, I can improve the results and I can lead on the path of my personal or self excellence. So I just want you all to take a short break and write down how was the presentation till now. You can just rate it out of 10. If it is less than 4, we'll talk about it. Why was it so? Which I do not think it will be, but rate the session out of 10 so that it will be kind of a break as well. We can get some feedback and understand what do you need. Real quick, real quick. Okay, okay. So, um, how can you know about your unique traits? So there are two ways you can go for your unique traits. One is self introspection and the other is guided introspection. Now introspection plays a very crucial role if we talk about personal excellence or self excellence, self growth, becoming a better version of yourself. The first step is self awareness, and self awareness comes from introspection. You would have to contribute a half an hour or 1 hour session with yourself at a very quiet place so that you can introspect and know what type of a person you are. So self introspection, you can sit and you need to I'll just tell you about introspection first. So self introspection can be done in a quiet room alone, thinking about the things that are happening to you repeatedly, what you can do about it, why are you doing them again and again, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what do you like, what do you dislike. All these things can be covered there. The other thing is guided introspection. Guided introspection happens when someone else gives you maybe a set of questionnaire, or maybe they can consult you or they can coach you, so that the other person asks question and you answer them. So there is a huge difference, because self introspection happens randomly because there is no set pattern. uh, you hardly introspect upon four to six parameters. It happens unstructured and unorganized, because whatever things pop in. For an example, you are writing about your behavioral things, and suddenly your brain said, okay, you love to play tennis. You write down that I have got good control over my wrist and fingers and bat. Okay, so that happens very randomly and in a very unstructured manner. It is a very general analysis, and it uses problem-oriented approach. You do introspection when you face some type of problem. For an example, you had a fight with your boss. That is the point when you will introspect whether it was you or the. So it was the last slide, and we were talking about self-introspection. So it is something which is crucial if you are on the journey of getting better at your art or doing better than today. Okay, so the first step is understanding who you are and having that awareness that there are certain voids which are okay, but they need to be addressed and they need to be coped up. Okay, with this, I will just say thank you to listen to the presentation, and I would be happy to answer questions that you have. You can unmute and ask, or you can type in. Anything is okay.
Yeah, they already typed some questions, but let's wait for a few people to come so that they can listen to your answers. And is waiting for people that makes us lose time. And I'm sorry, I'm on the basic plan, but
that's okay.
I'm going to merge all the videos and make them available, and I will let you have the link. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's give like 3 minutes. Yeah. Thank you, Priyanka.
Thank you. It was a pleasure, but I stretched a bit, I think, because this is something I love talking about. Okay, so
it's okay, no problem.
yeah. If you have any questions, if you have any doubts, queries, curiosities, you can ask me. Excuse me.
That was the last
actually,
question.
it needs
backward, so we can start answering. Okay. Thank you.
You can quantify it with the help of a psychometric test, which can happen with a professional. Okay, so if you want it in a way which is easier, you can go through this presentation when Ebenezer releases it on different social media portals, and you can rate yourself out of 10 in all the 8 dimensions, so that you get to understand that what are the areas which are your strengths and what are the areas which are low lying, or you can say the limitations. So when we talk about personal growth, we talk about the strengths and we keep on adding to the strengths so that we can do better than what we did previously. Okay, we do not want to average out all the intelligences, taking them up together. For an example, if I say that I am not very good at um, bodily kinesthetic intelligence and I'm very good with numbers, so I would rather do more of numbers so that I can excel and make it my niche, rather than ignoring the numbers and working on the kinesthetics and balancing and averaging out everything together. So as a coach, what I recommend people is to pick out what are the things that work for them naturally, because these things happen naturally. You have an inclination for something intrinsically, they are not compelled, they are not imposed. You love them automatically, so you have to pick up those things which work for you, and you have to keep working on those things to excel in it. There is no point becoming jack of all and master of none. So finding out a niche and a micro niche is always preferable.
Yeah, thank you. That was answer to the question, how can I quantify the different percentage of multiple intelligence I possess? So now to another question, something and some about fear of letting others know one is afraid of it. If you're afraid of something, how do we explain a situation of fear of something and fear of letting others know one is afraid of it? So that's the next question.
I did not get the question actually. What is the fear?
I think it's just a fear of, how do we explain a situation of fear, any fear at all? A situation of fear of something, and then the fear of letting others know that you're afraid of that thing.
Okay.
That you're afraid, like maybe shaming, or they're going to react.
I
How would they
understand.
react if they know that you have that fear?
See, we generally have these. I've covered it in the presentation. We have generally a couple of fears. The most important is the fear of rejection and failure. So whatever we do, whatever we restrict ourselves to do, we have the saying that the biggest obstacle between you and your success is you. So this you, it happens because you have this big ego which doesn't want yourself to look down or make mistakes or fail or get rejected. That is why you feel yourself back, and you show that you don't want to do it. Okay, so both are complementing each other. One is fearing. For an example, if I talk about public speaking, a lot of people, they know that public speaking is a skill which is important so that you can share your knowledge or ideas with people, but they are afraid of talking to a group of people because they do not want to make mistake in front of people. They're afraid of committing mistake in front of people. They're afraid of looking silly. Okay, and similarly, that is the reason why you hide your insecurities. The more opened up or more authentic and vulnerable you project yourself, that gives you confidence. Okay, the shell of the upbringing that we all have together, all of us, we suffer from the pressure of performing our best, the pressure of not making mistakes, but we forget that mistakes are a mandatory component if we want to learn anything new. So we should not fear all these things. And apart from this, if we talk about uh, afraid of showing up the vulnerabilities, I think I got the question right, Abinzer, right?
Yes, you got it right.
Yeah. So if we're talking about hiding our insecurities, for an example, if I do not have a confidence of speaking in public, but I fake it, okay, it makes me more vulnerable and it makes me more anxious. Rather than doing that, if you just come up and say that this is how you feel, this is happening, and you accept the present and you work on it, it works for you. Okay, hiding up, giving excuses, covering up, it will never ever work. Okay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
The next question here says, how do we, wait 1 minute, we have answered that. It says, how do we manage our brain in control of fear, knowing all these awesome truths? I think we took that during the strategy layout, but maybe you can just run over it again, because actually this was the first question that came in, since I said I took the questions in the reverse order. So to maintain our brain in control.
The best thing to make your brain, all the 4 strategies, they work wonderfully well in all the situations, no matter what dimension you're working on. But yes, the best thing is to pause and breathe. It works fantastically well, and you can do it anywhere, any type of emergency. Yes, calling our fear by its name. Exactly, like we talk about the monsters and the yeah, if we talk about the fear, it vanishes. And I think, okay, how do you control fear?
Yeah, that was the question. I'm just posting it.
Okay, I'll read it again. um See, the brain, it will get back to the same track because you have got a very short limited lifespan. Okay, we have this neocortex, the brain theory I was talking about. We have this neocortex for like 1,000 years, but we are living with that lizard and the reptilian and the mammalian brain from millions of years. Okay, so we are in a practice uh, with our evolution, that we will go back to fear and pleasure, because those are the two parameters that the brain has already said, that more of pleasure, less of fear. Okay, getting out of comfort zone is so tricky because of that one reason, because getting out of the comfort zone for your brain is like the tiger will come up and eat me and I will die, and the survival is in threat. Okay, uh, I will give you a very simple example. For you want to get up in the morning, you hit the snooze alarm. Why do you hit the snooze button every single day, even when you consciously want to get up early in the morning? Because your brain does not want you to get out of the comfort zone, because your brain knows that when it is in the comfort zone, it is getting the food, it is getting the shelter, it is alive. Okay, so it doesn't need anything extra, because your brain works for survival. If you're surviving, your brain will not let you go out of your comfort zone. Okay,
That's true.
yeah, because your brain always conceives it like, if you get up at 5:30 in the morning, if you have a habit of getting up at 8 and you decide to get up at 5:30 in the morning, one day, because of enthusiasm, you'll get up. Second day, you will manage. Third day, you will manage. Fourth day, your brain will tell, you were very tired yesterday, sleep a bit more. Next day, your brain will say, you are having a headache, sleep a bit more. Next day, your brain will give you some other excuse, because your brain wants to be in that 8 o'clock getting up zone, because it knows that it is safe there and it does not want to get out of it. Simple. So you have to pause and tell your brain that there's no tiger who's coming to eat me up. Okay, there's no threat of survival. I'm breathing, I'm fine. Okay, so that is why these techniques are important and they work wonderfully well.
Okay, that's all right. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Ms. Mishra.
thank you.
Thank you for coming on
My
board.
pleasure.
It's so amazing. Please, if you agree with me, just type in a yes. If you really enjoyed the session, type in a yes and
Thank you
let's
so
see.
much. I
Let's
enjoyed it totally. I enjoyed.
yeah. She's the founder of Braino Scripts. She's a consultant and well celebrated speaker. Yeah, so let
Thank
us
you.
appreciate her.
Thank
Yes,
you. Thank you so much.
maybe she speaks faster than us. Thank you, Mrs. Hadijat Ismail. And thank you, Titilayomi. We really appreciate you.
Okay, God bless you all. Thank you so much, Abenza. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah,
obliged.
thank you for coming to train us. Tomorrow will be the second and the last day. We look deeper into the concept of breathing, and we combine it with a slow body movement, how we nourish the brain with our breath to calm down, to have clarity of mind, clarity of purpose, so that we can make decisions from the vantage point of calm and not out of fear or flight, but of faith, trusting in yourself and out of confidence. So we call it the body movement and coordination for mental clarity, so that we can be super achievers. So we look at calming the mind with deep breathing. We look at intention and posture. We look at the touch therapy and pain management. It's all about stress relief so that we can have optimum performance. And we look at the lentic-lotic harmony. It's an ecosystem interaction between among all our internal organs. So before we round up, I want to leave you with this. Keep smiling to yourself. Smile to your internal organs. So don't forget the tool of breathing. When you breathe in, say in 2.2 counts, hold it for a few seconds and breathe out in 4 counts. is like 1:2 ratio. The one we practice with breath in for like 5 counts, held it for a fast count of 3, and then we breathed it out for 7 counts. So the key to relaxation is in exhalation. So once again, thank you, Ms. Priyanka Mishra. We hope to have you one more time, maybe in the coming year, 2021. Together, we should overcome the COVID challenge. Yes. And let's return to our workplace as super achievers in our family, in our team, and everywhere. Once again, thank you. You may unmute yourself to say thank you if you so wish, as we take the last pleasantries.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
God
bless you all.
Amen.
Thanks, Doctor.
Amen. Amen.
Hi. Thank you so much. It was a wonderful experience.
All right, that brings us to the end. Tomorrow, see you.
Okay.
Same time.
Okay, catch up with you tomorrow. I'll be there also.
I'll stop you.
So we meet tomorrow. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Good day.
Just relax. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Priyanka.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Priyanka. Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
Thank you, Faye. Thank you, Elijah. See you.